Hello everyone, I welcome you to a brand new class. Today we'll be learning how to properly use the measuring tape. Now, a measuring tape is one of the most useful sewing tools and it's highly indispensable in any sewing room. As a seamstress, you all will agree we need a measuring tape in our lives. Having a measuring tape on a tailor's neck is the same icon professional attitude as a doctor's stethoscope. A tape is used primarily for taking body measurements as well as drafting patterns, measuring fabric, laying out patterns on fabric, specifying the lengths of garments, checking the size of hems, measuring curves and corners, and so much more. It's simply necessary for a seamstress to have a measuring tape at hand. Better yet, several types of different colors at once. The marking on the measuring tape are applied with the main division and interval of 1 inch, intermediate of 1/8, and 1/16 inches. Today we'll be looking at the intermediate of 1/8 that marks 1 inch, using decimal points to help us put a name to each of the lines drawn on the tape when divisions are made while drafting pattern or taking measurements. Now we have 1/8 before we get to 1 inch. Count how many lines we have to get to 1 inch. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 to have 1 inch, and this means 1/8. Now from point O we have point O to 1, which is 1/8. Okay, now with calculator we're going to be having 1 divided by 8. Okay, 1 divided by 8. That gives us 0.125. So now number 1 will give us 0.125. Now, to know how long it will take us to walk to line 2 from point 1 is 0.125 plus 0.125. I hope you get that. So we're going to be adding 0.125 plus 0.125 to know how long it will take us to get to line 2. Okay? And to that, we have, with the calculator now, 0.125 plus 0.125. That gives us 0.25. And we go on to the third line, adding another 0.125 in 3 places to get line 3. That's 0.125 plus 0.125 plus 0.125, and it gives us a 0.375. Okay, now plus another 0.125 to get line 4, it gives us 0.5. Plus 0.125 again, it gives us a 0.625. Plus 0.125, it gives us 0.75. Plus 0.125, it gives us 0.875. Now plus 0.125, then we get 1 inch. I hope you understand that. We have 1/8. 8 lines to get to 1 inch from point O. Okay? And dividing 1 by 8, we got 0.125. One important thing you should look out for when buying a measuring tape is the color. Give preference to bright colors so it will be easier for you to look for it in the creative mess which usually happens in the sewing room when you're cutting fabrics to sew. I often look for my tapes on the table among patterns and fabric pieces. What about you? Please join us for more.